Well, welcome back to Factorio building the Hyperbase. Oh, I don't actually know while I've got all of these out here. That probably is not what I want. I'm actually over by Blue Science right now, as you can see over in the little mini-map. I did a little bit of work just tuning the rail lines here to make sure things would work. I don't know why that's getting so carried away with the been removing these shadows of medium poles because the flickering lights do actually have some UPS cost associated with them, as well as being annoying, so we don't want them. I possibly should just run over this with a remove all medium poles and see if we still are connected, or leave one in to be connected, because they're not really serving any other purpose. It looks like there's still a bunch of them. I'm not going to do this all episode though, but yes, so I did a little bit of tuning to keep this working and checked out how we were going up here, and I mean, it's finished now. It's completely loaded, this train, with 40k electric engines, and we were doing the numbers that we need to. This doesn't actually have a return from here yet, so I've just left it sitting here. Obviously it's going to have to come around here and cross back in here, basically. And the furnaces will come along here as well and come in here. In fact, I've combined both lines here, but I probably don't need to. I could probably keep them separate. Not that we probably need to, because there's only going to be one train from each, basically, every 4 or 5 minutes, or actually less than that. There's 40,000 in there, and it uses about 2.5 a minute, so what's that, about 16 minutes? So yeah, it doesn't really matter if it comes back on a single line. Why have I come over to Blue Science? Well, aside from the fact that Blue Science needs to be built out sometime soon, the other thing is we are about to get on with steel, and Blue Science also needs the steel. So what I'm thinking is that if I get Blue Science kind of sorted, especially with respect to engines and so on, how am I going to do the engines? That is likely to be useful in terms of placement of steel and how much room I need to leave. So and it's a nice break from Purple Science to build out. We'll probably just build out the pattern for like one of these, and we can later copy it. Like, we've only effectively got one side of the 2 sides of yellow done at this point, so that's another. In fact, that looks like all the beacons that we need. Are we missing? Yes, we're missing assembly machines, and we are yeah, we need assembly machines to progress, really, and roboports. So I'm not sure how many roboports I need, but let's say 60. Probably want to restock substations. Certainly wouldn't hurt to restock big poles as well. It looks like some requesters are missing, so I'll get, say, 100 and make sure we restock. Oh, we have some down there anyway. Let's start with that, and then we'll come back and repattern our Blue Science in the manner that we want. This trip's rather long. This might be the only disconnected network I ever do, so that I can get back my supply train. Oh, and 88's finished. Excellent. 89 then. Oh, it's trying to fill me up with modules. That's okay. Do we have the 100 of those? We're auto trashing half of them. I wonder if there's anything else we should try and get while we're here. Just in case, we should probably get some inserters. I think I'd like to keep my steel chests at 50. Maybe I should just top up with bots. Might still be rebuilding bots. Or no, it's got them anyway. Okay. I wonder if there's more productivity modules lying around here then. Alright. Let's take that back. Mining productivity 89. Of course, once we are running even like a third of our total science, we'll smash through these so much faster. But it is helpful having... Oops, I don't really know where I am now. It is helpful having this contribution already in place. There we go. Red science, green science, and blue science. Bots, get to work. It looked like we were missing some inserters, so it's probably just as well we did have those, and it's probably not enough. I don't especially want to start building out this other one just yet. That's what we're doing. And we're out of modules. That's all right. Okay, so let's bring up Hellmod and have a look at our blue science. So basically, we need 143 and 17 was 160. Was and still is, for that matter, 160, right? We're bringing in circuits, we're bringing in engines. So it's basically just the gear wheels that we need to support these things that we were going to make locally. Wow, look at these numbers. So just for these machines, right? 57,000, this is per minute. Don't forget that. 57,000 iron ore per minute for these machines, and gear wheels take 2 iron per minute, So you double this number, which gives you this number again. So it's basically 114,000 iron plate per minute to support this part of blue. It's just incredible, isn't it? Now engines are much less iron directly, but you need the steel. So yes, we have to bring that in separately. So I really want to know for 28,000. I think I've got that here, haven't I? Yes, 28,000 iron gear wheels. No, that's right. Reckons 22 machines, does it? Wow. 4, 12, okay. 22 machines, so our 160 becomes 181, which I think I was going to round up to 182, probably, or maybe even 184. So that's how we get 23, 23 of everything. So basically 6 gears in each slot. 6 gears in each slot. This doesn't work out very nicely either. It's all very well just adding them up and going, oh yeah, well that means blah, because it doesn't really. 17 has to be 18. And that probably has to be 146. Because if we want everything to be equal, so we're going to need more than 23. Annoying. Well, we don't have to have the sides in balance, but 17 still doesn't work. It's going to have to be 18. Um, 22 machines, so that's 5 and 6. That's okay, that actually works. I don't have to make it 24. 5 and 6. But we need 9 of these. Which is 5 and 4, of course. And then 72 of those. So we've had a little bit of creep in our design, I think. Here's pin. Most of that's not helpful. Okay. I mean, the other thing we could do is, so Blue Science is currently intended to come out down here, not up here. Everything else comes in here. We could have the iron come up this one and do all of the iron manipulation on this side, because basically the bulk of all that iron manipulation is here. The rest of it is like, this is arriving, this is arriving, this is arriving. So we'll do all of the iron manipulation on one side. That makes it easier. That'll be this side, since blue is over here. So what hits iron first? Basically the gear wheels. So our 11 gear wheel machines should be kind of middling, or maybe we should go gear wheel. In fact, the only purpose of the gear wheels is to feed these machines, right? Electric mining drills. Yeah, they're not used there. So gear wheels, they're used in engines, but we're doing engines separately, so we can ignore that. So yeah, the only purpose of them is here. And we're saying we need 11 and we need 9. That's a slightly awkward number. I might have to have a redundant additional one of these. What I'm thinking, to make it clearer, is we basically, instead of flying the gear wheels back and forth, we just do direct feed. So this could be gear wheels, this could be mining drills, this could be gear wheels, mining drills, gear wheels, mining drills, etc. down this row. Now the problem is with 9, you'd only get 10 gear wheel machines surrounding it, but if we made it 10, you could then get the 11 that you actually need, and you would be undersupplying some of those machines a little bit. Or we have a gear machine that one gear machine that supplies to a provider chest, and all of the crossovers are requester chests requesting some of those so that they can top up the requirement, and you get bot travel. I think I prefer the extra machine, and they're all slightly starved. Maybe I could slow it down so that they're not actually starved. So we need to slow this down to 20 basically. That makes it 18. There you go. If we only put 2 speed modules in it, it will run at needing 10. So that would be better. Let's do that. So 10 plus 11 is 21. So we've got 23 long. We probably therefore need to start 1 in, which means all of these are going to be wrong. Well, that's alright, it doesn't matter. Gear wheels. I really don't like this flashing. Yeah. Less flashing. Okay, so your gear wheels. That means that this one here should be a requester chest. This one here can be a steel chest. This one is going to be our mining drills. And if that's mining drills, it's going to need a requester chest here. No. Let's just get some sense on that. We need to do a little bit more math right now. So if 10 are producing so basically each one's producing 571 per minute, meaning they need to transfer 5,000 iron and 1,700 green circuits per minute. 5,700 divided by 60 is 95 per second. Wow, that's not going to happen. What's 1,720 divided by 60? 28. Oh wow, that's not going to happen either. Um, 2857 divided by 60, 47. Okay, these will be fine coming from two sources because you can do about 27 a second with a stack inserter. So from two sources, this is fine. This needs slightly more than one source, and this one needs about 4 sources. Okay. Something like that. What? No. So that's basically what we need. That doesn't give me anywhere to put the finished product. Something like that. I don't know what's going to go there. Okay, iron plate. So these things are going to be running at a very fast rate. 11.25. They need 2 iron plate per half second. For a second by 11.25. They're going to need 2 sources of iron inputs as well. Let's get a bunch more stack inserters and a bunch more of these things because we're going to need them. I don't know about those. Let's just bunch it up to about 100 and I think that's what we need. Where's our plane? There it is. Fly back to base, get these essential materials. I don't need, well, I might need those, but no. I don't need those. Well, I might need those. Alright. Here we are. Come on, here. This doesn't work. Okay. Is 2 stack inserters actually able to unload the output of these fast enough? Should be. We get 2 a second times 11. Yes, 1 stack inserter would be fast enough. I guess we should probably limit those. And that is basically what we want. So if I come down to there, do that, but I need to do that. Pipes. Oh dear. Alright. So that one, that one, that one, and we'll stop before that one. Oh, these have some extras as well, which we need to get rid of. Yeah, that works. So that is hopefully, it might need tweaking, but that is hopefully the mining drills sorted. That's what happens when you speed them up a whole lot. So back to, we don't need that anymore, back to this blue. Is there anything else that we're actually building here locally? I don't think so. I don't need to worry about this one. Mining drills, deliver, everything else is blue. We need basically 72 blue now, 72. Alright, problem is we've taken up too much space. 72, yeah, we need one extra machine, I think. So I'm gonna have to like pop one on the end here or something. That'll have to do. Yeah, all of the rest of these are just blues. We don't need this fancy stuff. Blue science. You need to swap over. And everything over here is blue science as well. let's get this guy back in action. Oh dear, now we're losing everything. I guess we've already used all the extra that we need. So the actual manufacture of blue science shouldn't need an excessive amount of inserters or boxes, it's just the materials for it. Oop, there's one slipped in there. Problem with reusing old designs for something else is the clear up of the junk that you had to create for that other design. I guess I could have just set this to red and blue chests and stack inserters and done it a lot easier than this. Yes, I could have. I can't deny that self-evident fact. I still screwed it up even after being, and it's gone and placed that beacon somewhere else. You little bastard. No! Stop! Alright, let's be smart about it this time then. So we want inserters, we want red, and we want blue chests, okay? And we will just run up here. And work out that there was only a couple at the beginning that we actually needed to do this for. Because we've already sorted it out, basically. Oh well. Alright, so now the thing that we want to do is just ensure that it's basically every blue chest has, like for here example, is bad. We need that to change to a supply chest. Requester, and you need to be feeding the supply chest. Here is a perfect example. $20 of each. I guess. We'll see how that flies. So that needs to be a blue. That's fine. That's fine now that it's the correct stuff. That's fine. What? How did that automatically get set to the right thing? I must have already done this. Wait a sec. You're 20. How did you get to be 21? Doesn't really matter. Excellent. Okay. I think this is this side sorted. Aside from the extra machine that we need now over here, you need one of those. Looks like there's a bit of surgery to do here. I don't know what's going on there, but it seems to be picking up the right formula that I want in that. Is that part of the picker functionality? I wasn't aware of that. Maybe because I don't use the picker functionality as much as I probably should. No, not that time. Maybe I was hitting shift or something when I was placing it down. Sure, it's not that big a mystery. No, you can't actually place shift until you've already placed it. It's just starting to get slightly tedious. Guess it serves me right for having such a large objective. I won't be going for such an extreme science in the next playthrough, since it is effectively going to be my pre-alpha testing of my SpaceX extension. It needs to be sort of what's a more normal amount of science that someone might produce. Oh, hang on. if they were doing a campaign, and how does that feel in vanilla. So yeah, it will be probably more like 2,000 science a minute. See how that feels. Right, that appears to be that row. Just all of that again, or we could just copy this one, except we'd still need to get rid of all the steel chests. So how about we'd be clever and do that this way. Get rid of all the steel chests along here. How about we make it all the steel chests and all the stack inserters. Take a few steps this way. To try and dissuade this nonsense from grabbing all the stuff that I've carefully extracted from there. Now, what's that? Okay, we don't need that anymore. And that's blue science, except it isn't, because these need to be changed to blue science. Now, I think I said last episode that no, not there, we don't need the extras here, so I have actually cut that down. It saves on pathing decisions if there's less places they go to put stuff, so that's fine, and stack inserters are able to keep up. What I'm wondering is how many do I actually need loading a train? Do I need three stack inserters loading a train? We're talking about, let's have a look for the general case. It's 8,000 science per minute divided by 20. For the general case here it's actually 40, but that's okay. So that's 400 a minute divided by 60. It's only 6 a second, so I think one stack inserter should be fine for loading the blue science onto the train. Yeah. It's these ones. We don't even have any requesters here at the moment. Would it be faster just to take out the whole row and re-put them in? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, it's first thing in the morning. Brain's not thinking. Brain's thinking a little bit. Getting the sheer volume of resources into those mining things is a pretty important thing to have sorted. Okay, you should be requesting not 200. Oh, actually, I think it's 1600. Why don't I get you to request 1600? Now, so it's basically a whole wagon load each time. There we go. So that's kind of what Blue Science looks like. It needs another module. Let us copy this, I guess. We're going to have to play around with these beacons a little bit to get them right. But otherwise, that's basically what we want. Once got the right beacon set up, never mind. We'll come and manually do that. So the other side of it is the engines. Engines being this thing. $86. So engines will get steel delivered, and iron, and do engines take 2 pipes or something? Am I... Yes, they do. Okay. Pipes half a second. This is a much lower number than that. Let's just do the maths. 4082. We're getting to a second, are we not? To a second. This one. Maybe it's easier doing it this way. We can't use those. Seven pipes, really. 7.25, that probably is about right. So that takes that up to 93, and then this one here, zero. I don't know why this is not giving me the answer I need. 4082. Can I set the number that I want? So that one worked, but this one didn't. Is that because there's some ambiguity over what I want or something? I don't know. 4082. Where can I tell it I want 4082? There, I could tell it. Okay, so we need 4. 4 and 11 and 86, that's what, 97. 97 or 98, which is basically 98 divided by 4, 25, 24, 25. They're fairly long rows, aren't they? Guess we'll be alright. So somewhere down here we need the engines. This is kind of in the way, isn't it? Guess I could put them here. But you know what, guys? I think we've done enough confusion. We've built out one blue. Probably need to wipe out most of this and just copy this over, but we'll fix up that little bit. I'll probably stamp down something for engines here, sort of suggesting then, I mean, blue's total steel requirement is not that high really. What? 75 of these just for blue. What's purple's steel requirement? Yeah, that's a lot larger. So I might even do the steel for blue and purple separately. So we can have some steel here for blue and do purple's steel. Not really worry about blue, do purple's steel over here. Feed in up here. There's another iron over here which is bound to be absolutely massive. It might actually make the most sense to use that iron for purple now. Alright, we've done enough for this episode. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.